Eagle, proud symbol of our country, keep on flying high up above, and together we will stand and we'll restore the land. Oh, eagle, keep on flying, eagle.
Welcome to Listen to Eagle Live in Jackson, Mississippi. The toll-free number here, if it's working, we're trying to get it working. Got a little technical problem on the 800 number, y'all, and let you know ahead of time. 1-800-251-5891 right here in the Reeves Metal Studio. If you're a customer inspired with C-Spire like we are, pound 444. Our first segment tonight is going to be Michael Flood with MDOT. They always come the third Monday night. And, Michael, you got a lot to tell the folks about traveling for Thanksgiving. So speak to the 85,000 folks listening traveling around Mississippi right now in all 82 counties.
That's right. Well, happy Thanksgiving to you, and we're glad to have you back. This time of year, we, with earlier night hours, we do see, a lot of deer out on the road. And Mississippi actually averages over 3,000 deer-related crashes per year. So, we're just trying to encourage everyone out traveling. People are going to be traveling a lot this weekend and for Thanksgiving, just to drive defensively and stay alert and, especially stay alert at dawn and dusk. Most of these, deer incidents occur between 5 p.m. and midnight. So, we just want to, remind people to watch for deer and, always buckle up and drive at a sensible speed when traveling this week. Yeah.
Well, that's, that deer thing can be a very dangerous thing. And the state claims a deer, but if you hit one, they don't pay for your car.
That's right. Yeah. So, it doesn't say anything about deer or antelope in there.
Yeah. Now, here some of these people got these little things on their bumper. They go, scare deer away. I asked a fellow, does it work? He said, well, I ain't hit a deer. So,
out of control.
Yeah.
But, it is, it's also Thanksgiving week, and it's one of the busiest travel times of the entire year. So, just before you put your car in drive, just make sure that everyone is buckled, and make sure you're driving distraction free. If you have kids in the car, that call or text can wait. Keep that in mind. And just, don't speed. I know everyone's got places to go, but just drive, at a sensible speed, and be mindful of construction work zones, and then animals also crossing the roadway. And then another thing is to be very aware of other drivers. Just because you're driving safely does not mean that the other person sharing the road with you is. So just with earlier night hours, just drive carefully, especially when in work zones, and watch out for those deer.
Well, let's try the Mississippi Forestry Commission and Russell Bozeman right now. Russell, we got the burn ban still hot going, huh?
Yes, sir, we do. In fact, since the last time I talked to you, we've added a couple of more counties. We currently have 78 of our 82 counties are under a burn ban.
Have you heard anything from the Department of Wildlife, Fisheries, and Parks about the closing of deer season in any counties because of this, Russell?
No, sir, I have not.
Well, they said the conversation's not in there, but I know you want to warn folks. I've got MDOT here, and say hi to Mr. Bozeman, because y'all are very concerned about the burn ban on the highways.
We are. It's grass fires are a legit concern that we have. There was one today in the Hinds County area, so it's very serious. And then the drought also it impacts our road structure as well, because the roadways dry up and they begin to crack, and then when it rains, that water seeps into it, then it freezes, and it begins to crack more. And it's definitely you would think that it would help us in our construction projects without having any weather delays, but the drought actually does impact our roadways in a negative way too.
I didn't hear the word freeze because we hadn't had a
right.
we hadn't had a frost yet.
I don't know.
Well, Russell, you want to say anything to the state of Mississippi about the burn ban and how legal it is and how it's enforced?
I do, and you're right when you're talking about hunters in the woods. We put out some information last week, knowing that across much of the state they were going to be hauling rifles to the woods this past weekend. And sure enough, we fought several hundred acres over the weekend. So we're going to ask people to mind the burn bans. Don't do any outdoor burning. Where people are losing houses. In fact, just last week we lost four more structures. So in fact, since y'all's show last week, we've had 110 fires that have burned up over 1,200 acres. And in that time we lost 4 structures, and another 153 were threatened. Mm. So, since September 1st, when the faucet shut off, we've had over 1,000 different wildfires that have burned up over 9,500 acres, almost 10,000 acres.
In the state of Mississippi.
In the state of Mississippi, that's right. And of that, out of that same time period, we've lost 51 homes and structures.
Mm.
So it's just not worth it. Most of it is people aren't being smart with fire. They don't realize just how dry it is out there.
Well,
now that we've gotten some cool weather, everybody wants to build a campfire or a bonfire, and in some cases, it's having devastating consequences.
Yeah. Can I build one in my chimney at home?
Yes, sir, you can. If you've got a fireplace in your home, you'll be just fine. However, you need to follow all your codes there for your location, and of course, spark arresters are a big thing. And that's for campfires. A lot of people ask us about campfires, and they tell us how they've got a ring around it or stone around it, and it's bare dirt or gravel. It's not just the flame itself that's so dangerous.
Sparks.
Those embers are what's getting carried away from the fire and the smoke, and when they land over in a patch of dry grass, maybe 50 yards, we've had embers from fires travel up to a mile away.
Oh, my goodness.
And
Hey,
so
Russell, we have to get some break.
Fire.
Thank you for calling. I hope you'll report again next Monday for us, if you will.
Yes, sir, I will. Y'all be safe.
Okay, thank you. You got about a minute there if you want to say something else before we bring the cancer folks on.
Sure. And people, if you're looking to get travel information on social media as well, you can follow us at Mississippi DOT. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, you name it. We're on, Snapchat even. So it's all at Mississippi DOT, one word.
Thank you, Michael. Appreciate y'all being a sponsor of Listen to the Eagle statewide radio and television. We've got folks coming up with Lung Cancer Month coming up on the next segments, and then Dr. Hogan, president of Tougaloo College, will be here about human trafficking down on the Gulf Coast and the problems we got with that. So y'all stay with us. We're in the Reeves Metal Studio in the Mississippi Beautiful Farm Bureau Federation Building, 1-800-251-5891. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
For the very first time, legendary entertainer Paul Ott brings to you the best of both worlds. His greatest hits on CD and DVD, including Oh Blue.
Many of an early morn. I am Mississippi. I am the South.
To order, simply go to listentotheeagle.com or just write Paul Ott, Summit, Mississippi, 39666.
Welcome back to Listen to Eagle live in Jackson, Mississippi. This is a very diversified show. It's a God, family, and country show, as you well know. 20 years on the air. We're in the beautiful Mississippi Farm Bureau Federation Building like we are every Monday, and then statewide on television, of course, in all the markets. And the toll-free number here is 1-800-251-5891. This is Lung Cancer Month, and this show has been hit by cancer 3 times. My daughter and I with breast cancer, and, of course, whatever it is, I'll let Angela Hammock, that I'm going to introduce right now, say what I got now that's going to be in remission by Christmas. It's going to be a good Christmas present. But, Angela, I'm going to let you talk a little bit about and introduce our guest with lung cancer, to come up a little closer.
You have multiple myeloma.
Is that what I got? Well, I get the news today. Grace says they ain't there no more. That I guess the treatments that I'm taking, she says, it's not there. It's gone.
Good.
Isn't that good on that?
That's great news. We always like to hear that.
MRI, yeah.
So I was with your group, the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, Blood Cancer. I was with them out in Las Vegas a couple of weeks ago, running the Rock and Roll Marathon to raise. So altogether, with all the marathons, they've raised over $1.5 million to go toward research. 560 participants in multiple marathons, and the Marine Corps, the Las Vegas, New York, and so great things going on there for blood cancer. Yeah. But this is Lung Cancer Awareness Month. You'll see I've got my turquoise on tonight to represent. That's the lung force color is turquoise. Yeah. But I'm sure you've heard that lung cancer is the #1 cancer killer of women.
I did not know that. Yeah. Why women? I thought men smoked more than...
Well, it's men too. It's the #1 cancer killer.
I didn't know that.
But we kind of bring up women a little bit because, we, breast cancer, we've had, grassroots events like that. And we've really, tackled, breast cancer and like that. And we're still working on breast cancer. So now we're trying to also, show a big force also in lung cancer. Lung cancer is not the #1 diagnosed in women, but it is the #1 cancer killer. And so we have lots of new things that have come through research, lots of better treatments, but still we need to make people aware and, about what to get checked out.
Yeah. What's the survival rate? Is there some kind of percentages on that?
Well, and I want to go back to your point about the lung cancer rates, and the reason we're focusing on women is because they're going up while the men are decreasing.
Do you have any reason for that?
What
Men
they
smoking around women, that's what it is.
Well, what I have been told is that there's a lot of factors that go into it, but one could be that women started smoking a little bit later than men, so that we're starting to see the effects.
Yeah.
It could have something to do with secondhand smoke, but also there's some genetic things that are being looked at.
Secondhand smoke pretty dangerous.
It's very dangerous.
Secondhand smoke is just as dangerous as smoking yourself.
But there's more and more smoke-free places.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Mississippi's not smoke-free. Arkansas is. Is any work being done on smoke-free Mississippi at all
Well,
in the legislature this year?
what we're most successful at is going city by city. Right now there's 130.
Really?
So we're doing really good in that respect. But as far as Mississippi going smoke-free, it's quite a battle to get that to pass.
Through the legislature.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder why. Even the health on the side of the committees say, I don't want to tell a fellow he can't smoke. Well, if it's killing somebody next to him, is it the main cause of lung cancer as far as y'all know, smoking?
It is.
It's
The
been
number
proven.
one cause of lung cancer. And that's why it's so important. There's a new screening for lung cancer, and it's a low-dose CT scan. So while you have the mammogram for breast cancer and all the different things for other types of cancer, we have the low-dose CT scan.
How
for
is
lung
the
cancer.
curable rate coming on lung cancer?
Well,
It's
you talk
improved.
to that.
It's improved. We have come a long way as far as the treatments for cancer, lung cancer especially, and the research over the last few years. We've had numerous new drugs to come out. Some in a pill form, but and just remember that just because you're taking a pill doesn't mean that you're not taking some form of chemotherapy.
And they do need a lot of help. Now, tell me, do y'all have an association, an office, lung cancer here?
We do. The American Lung Association is located in Flowood.
It is.
Kind of over, not too far from the Flowood Police Department off Airport Road. So
So y'all reach out to the state?
we cover
much?
the whole state. We certainly do.
Do you have district offices or just Jackson?
That's just our main office. We do have a few staff that work on the coast through grant work, doing tobacco prevention, but our main office is pretty much our only office.
Okay, we got a couple of minutes, Angela, if y'all want to spend it talking about whatever you want to
Okay,
say.
so one thing that is so to kind of breast cancer, you do self checks and mammograms, and if you find a lump, go have it checked out. Well,
I
with
got
lung
one
cancer,
I can check left.
that's right.
Right.
That's right. So with lung cancer, if you've got that dry, hacky cough, and it's the doctor thought it was bronchitis, and it's not bronchitis, or it's still hanging around, encourage your doctor to do some further testing, to do some further checks, especially if you've got a 30-pack a year history and/or you're 55 to 80. You may fall into that range that can get the low grade CT scan for screening. But if you've been exposed to secondhand smoke for years and years and years, if you are a former smoker and you're just not recovering or like that, or you just got this dry cough that just keeps hanging around, or shortness of breath, any type of symptoms, see your physician.
I thank y'all for being here. So much that y'all are doing. Thank you for the lung cancer thing. I look forward to seeing you on the first Monday night, the 5th, to talk more about the American Cancer Society and your 100-mile run. I could maybe 100 feet. No, I don't know. All right, we're going to come back with Dr. Hogan. We're going to be talking about human trafficking in Mississippi. It's a $31 billion industry in the world, and it's hit Mississippi, and we're going to be talking about it. We'll take your calls at 1-800-251-5891 for the rest of the segments on Listen to the Eagle. Our pound 444 if you're a C-Spire customer inspired, and go out and remember this is Lung Cancer Month, and try to help the folks, because cancer is just rampant everywhere. And I'll tell you what, we've got to find a cure for it pretty soon. The new president of the United States says he's going to find it. Well, if he does that, it'll be worth him being president. We'll be right back. Y'all don't go away. Stay with us for Listen to the Eagle with Dr. Hogan, President of Tougaloo College.
For the very first time, legendary entertainer Paul Ott brings to you the best of both worlds. His greatest hits on CD and DVD, including Oh Blue.
Many of an early morn. I am Mississippi. I am the South.
To order, simply go to listentotheeagle.com or just write Paul Ott, Summit, Mississippi, 39666.
It's my home state, Mississippi. Roll on, mighty river, birthplace of the stars, and Mississippi is her name. Mississippi.
Brought to you by the Mississippi Arts and Entertainment Experience.
It must be in the water.
Online at msarts.org.
Hello, my name's Michael Gandy, and I've been privileged to know a fellow by the name of Paul Ott Holland Peru since 1958. He has quite a story to tell, and it's available now on Amazon and Barnes & Noble as an ebook. Listen to The Eagle, The Lives of Paul Ott. All funds will benefit Talking Book Services of Mississippi, your blind friends and neighbors. The audiobook version is coming in June.
Welcome back to Listen to Eagle Live in Jackson, Mississippi. The beautiful Mississippi Farm Bureau Federation building. The toll-free number here is 1-800-251-5891. And for the rest of the show, we've got a great guest, Dr. Beverly Hogan, president of Tougaloo College, who has worked hard on human trafficking, and we're expecting a lot of calls about it tonight. And Dr. Hogan, I would like for you to tell the state of Mississippi and the people listening really around the nation streaming exactly what has taken place and how y'all have worked with this $31 billion industry that's stealing our little kids. And I'm going to tell you something. We're going to have some things on television that shows you don't need to leave those kids out of sight.
Right. Well, at Tougaloo College, we recently established what we call the Institute for the Study of Modern-Day Slavery, because we've always believed that education does not operate in a vacuum, and that we've always wanted to lead the social change for our state and create a more humane world for all people.
Yeah.
And human trafficking is one of that. And it came to our attention because we were looking at some other aspects of that. And what it would be like to look at this issue through academia, to develop curriculum, research, pedagogy, and community engagement around this issue, to get people involved, get young people involved, to be aware that this is not only things that happen in international communities, but it happens right here in our own state.
Yeah.
It's here in Jackson, it's on the Mississippi Gulf Coast, it's in Belzona. And there is estimated that there are about 29 million people in this contemporary slavery or modern day slavery against their will, and 26% of those estimate to be children.
And that's what's a shame. And if you hunters and fishermen want to know what this got to do with that, not that we have to, because this is a diversified show, we try to serve the public of what's going on in the state of Mississippi. That's why it's called Listen to the Eagle, is because you certainly don't want to leave a young kid out there hunting by himself, or any kids unattended like that, because you may never see them again, Doc. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's that bad.
It is that bad, and they get them as young as 10.
And you may never see them again.
And it knows no race, no gender, no economic lines.
Male or female?
Male or female.
Male
exactly.
or female. Let's go to college, Jim. Who we got?
Yeah, we got Michaela on the line calling in from North Carolina.
North Carolina. Hey, Michaela, good to have you on here with Dr. Hogan.
Good to be on.
Yeah. Well, how do you feel about this human trafficking? Tara says that you were going to call in and talk to us about it tonight from North Carolina.
I think it's completely disgusting. I think it's worse than slavery during the Civil War.
Yeah.
Because this isn't just manual labor without getting paid for it. This is being sexually abused.
And I understand, Doc, there's some torture that goes on sometimes with these things, too.
Yes, many people are. Sometimes they're held against their will. It may be forced labor. It may be bonded labor. They may come here and take out loans to help, and then the person who holds that loan may hold them in bondage until it's paid for. But then most time they're taken into the sex slave, as they call it, sex slavery, and they're forced to have sex with people and against their will. And these are young people, but anyone under the age of 18 who's caught up in this, it's a travesty. It is harmful to their development.
Okay. Well, look, let's go back to North Carolina to Malaya. Malaya, anything else you'd like to tell the state of Mississippi and the nation while we have you on?
Just that it's really gross and that it should not be tolerated, especially not in the United States of America, where everybody's supposed to be free from bondage.
Right. Is this being tended to in the state of Mississippi?
Well, the governor has a task force and the attorney general has a task force. Much more attention is being drawn to this now, and I would say that we would probably see more laws and policies enacted around this because more attention is on this. And that's part of what we want to do is make people aware of this. And if more people, caring, believing people, band together in every walk of life, in our education institutions, our nonprofit organizations, and our churches, I think that we can eradicate this.
Well, I sure appreciate you calling in on the show from up in North Carolina tonight.
No problem.
Okay, we have Dr. Beverly Hogan, president of Tougaloo College on human trafficking. Give us a call. We'll be right back.
Hello, my name's Michael Gandy, and I've been privileged to know a fellow by the name of Paul Ott Holland Perut since 1958. He has quite a story to tell, and it's available now on Amazon and Barnes & Noble as an ebook. Listen to The Eagle, The Lives of Paul Ott. All funds will benefit Talking Book Services of Mississippi, your blind friends and neighbors. The audiobook version is coming in June.
Welcome back to Listen to the Eagle live in Jackson, Mississippi. The toll-free number 1-800-251-5891. We've got the phones lit up all across the country about this human trafficking, but right now we're going to go to Jim Hood's office, Attorney General to Paula Broom. Paula, say hi to Dr. Hogan, president of Tougaloo College, who's been working on this, and I appreciate you coming on and telling us what your office has done about this in the state of Mississippi.
Hi, Dr. Hogan.
Hi, how are you?
Great. Well, for a number of years, we've been working on the issue of human trafficking, starting with the law change in 2013. So we revamped the laws a good bit with the legislature, passed some laws, and Mississippi has some of the best laws in the country right now. And we are moving forward with training with law enforcement certainly is a big issue. But we are also meeting with the various agencies that would have a role to play in, say, if it was a sex trafficking of a child, Child Protection Services, Department of Health, Department of Mental Health. We're working with all of them right now to look at the development of protocols, working with the youth court systems, protocols, how do we handle these cases. Human trafficking has a lot of facets, so it takes everybody on board. I heard the end of Dr. Hogan's answer before the commercial break, and she is absolutely right. It's going to take all of us to kind of get on board.
Well, I want to tell you, we want to thank your office for what you're doing, and if you get, would you like to say anything to?
No, I really appreciate what they're doing. I know that there's been much work to take place in our state, and again, I think by 5, 6, 10 years ago, nobody would have thought that Mississippi would have to address this.
Right. Thank you, Paula. Tell Jim Hood hello, and thank you for everything y'all are doing down there. I appreciate you calling.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. And Dr. Hogan, though who wait for the Lord shall renew their strength, they will mount up with wings like eagles. They will run and not be weary. They should walk and not faint. Anything you'd like to say to state of Mississippi?
But I think that Michaela has given us a fine example of what everyone can do to make a difference in their own community, and that's what we're up against. We have to be mindful and we have to be conscious, and we have to know that each of us bears a responsibility to make our world a better place.
Thank you so much. You've just done a wonderful job. Appreciate the work you're doing with Tougaloo College and on this issue, too.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. So we will see you next Monday. We'll see you on television all across the state on all the networks, and we'll be back next week with the Billy Graham folks.
I walked through a county courthouse square, and on a park bench an old man was sitting there. I said, "Your old courthouse is kind of run down." He said, "No, sir, it'll do for our little town." I said, "Your old flagpole's leaned a little bit, and that sure is a ragged old flag you got hanging on it." He said, "This your first visit to our little town?" I said, "I think it is." He said, "Have a seat." And I sat down. He said, "You know, I don't like to brag, but we're kind of proud of that ragged old flag. You see, we got a little hole in that flag there when Washington took it across the Delaware. And it got powder burned the night that Francis Scott Key sat watching it and writing, 'Oh, say, can you see?' And it almost fell at the Alamo beside the Texas flag. She waved on, though. She got cut with a sword at Chancellorsville, and she got cut again at Shallow Hill. There was Robert E. Lee, Beauregard, and Bragg, and the south wind blew hard on that ragged old flag. On Flanders Field in World War I, she got a big hole from a Bertha gun. She turned blood red in World War II. She hung limp low a time or two. Now she was in Korea and Vietnam because she went where she was sent by her Uncle Sam. She waves for my ships on the briny foam, but they've just about quit waving her back here at home. In our own good land here, she's been abused, burned, dishonored, denied, and refused. And the government for which she stands has sometimes been scandalized throughout this land. And she's getting threadbare and she's wearing thin, but she's in good shape for the shape she's in. 'Cause she's been through the fire before, and I believe she can take a whole lot more. So we raise her up every morning, and we take her down every night. And we don't let her touch the ground, and we fold her up just right. On second thought, I do like to brag, 'cause you see, I'm mighty proud of that ragged old flag.